here we are. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Danny. Good to see you here.
Good to see you here.
Wow, how did we do this?
I don't know. Am I in your house or are you in my house?
And it's definitely mixed up. What's happening today in the world, right? It's just getting very mixed up.
It's all mixed up, yeah. But it's good to be here. So for the people that are watching, this is recorded. It's not live. But I have MediumKim here, and we've got some questions. This is not going to be so political. It's probably going to be more earth, more spiritual, more, we're not really sure where it's going to go.
We don't know each other's questions.
No.
Uh-oh.
I know, right? But you do speak to dead people, don't you?
Well, I do. I know more dead people than I do alive people.
Oh. Okay.
That's comforting. Very comforting. It's a good thing I'm not at your house. No, just joking.
Well, actually, you could talk to some of the ghosts I have here and tell them I do believe that there's a cat in the house.
Oh.
A cat spirit. I think the gentleman who passed away in the house, original house, I think he had a cat. And my dog does not like cats. And so I have to keep telling the cat, quit scaring my dog. And then it's good for a while. And then but cats.
Well, yeah.
They're only good for a while, and then they start playing.
And you could have a couple different energies doing that with your dog too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I see your cat does like your home though. You know what? I bet it is, honestly, is that it loves your energy and wishes to be part of the family. Like, this is my home and now you're my family. I think that's what the cat is feeling, like you're
really.
Mm-hmm.
And I like spirit cats because I don't sneeze around them.
That's good, yeah.
All right. So let's pull an oracle card just to start off with, and then what we're going to do is we had homework assignments. We each have 5 questions. We may get to them, we may not. Some may be really silly, some may be not answerable, and we're just going to try to keep it a little lighter and not so heavy, not so heavy. All right.
Sounds good.
We good? So let's just pull an oracle card and see where we're at.
I have my nice cards. I love these. Or Ganesh. I guess you say Ganesh.
Ganesh.
Yeah. These are so lovely. They're beautiful.
They look great.
And I'm going to just stop at the first card I see.
Perfect. And it is?
Healing.
Oh.
So look at that beautiful card.
That's great. Look at the colors.
The thing about the blue and the green. So blue in your auric field is healing, but it's also intuition. It's also about caregiving. It's also about devotion. Think of Mary's robe, the color of devotion, right?
Right.
But the green in here tells me that there's a balance. So I think what we're going to do today is about healing and balance. And we're balancing out a lot of things today. We're going to work it out.
Nice. Good. I love that. And you are a hospice nurse, so that card fits really well with you.
Yeah.
All right. So I am using my shamanic dream oracle cards. And I just thought, maybe what's the dream? What's the dream what's the dream? Just leave it at that. What is the dream? Huh. And I got in the hand.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
And it says, I got to read this again. The universe is your partner.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. So we're talking about healing energy, and we're talking about, the different colors that are available to us. And this card had none of those colors in it, but know that it does have the gold. And you were talking about, Mary and her healing blue. Well, this is the gold of her
Yes.
coming down and just saying, we've got this. You just have to look to see what's in your hand.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're not even looking what we have.
That's right. Or the gifts, right?
Yeah.
We're getting and giving.
Yeah. Right?
Ooh, and I like the red there for grounding.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Beautiful.
So.
And you did that card. When you pulled that card, I got chills on it.
Really? It's a very scary card.
With the good chills, the angel bumps.
The angel. All right. So I do have a question about angel bumps.
All right.
Angel bumps. And
yeah.
So when we look at, did I just put this card away? I think I just buried the card. I did. So when we look at what gifts we are receiving, and is it, sometimes we think that we have this energy coming from above and dropping us down into our seventh chakra. We have the pillar of light coming down in on us, and it's beautiful. I mean, we get all these messages up here. So the angel bumps that we get from above and where I'm going with this is, what's more important, that energy or our grounding energy into Mother Earth? When we ground ourselves into Mother Earth, we have, that connection. But if we don't ground ourselves to the earth, how well do we receive those messages from above?
That's a great question, Danny. I love that question because it's so important for everybody and every day. And I'm just basing the answer. Well, if I'm going to go in, I can do it what I already know as an energy medicine practitioner, but also I'm going to feel inspired about what I'm going to say as well. Okay. Although I think of grounding as a red energy, I'm getting the blue right now, and I feel like the blue is up above. So to receive the blue fully, the blue above us, the sky, it's really important to be grounded, to have the red energy as well, to have that Mother Earth love, because we have to have a place to kind of jump off. To go to the heavens, we have to be able to land and push off like a ballet dancer, off to go up. So it has to be a combination, and I feel like I'm getting this idea that we're like a tube of light. I am a being of a tube of light. I'm a being of violet fire. I'm a being of red fire. I'm a being of orange fire, whatever color you want. But I am a being of fire, and imagine it like a tube, but it's open to the top and open to the bottom. And if we allow the grounding of our feet, our soles of the feet, to connect to the earth as deep or as light as we want, to whatever's comfortable for you as an individual, then you can fly. And also when you get that, when you receive that gift in your hand that we were just talking about, receiving the gift, you can hold it better if you're grounded. Whatever the gift is, whatever the gift from spirit is, when you take it in and you're grounded, you're going to keep it. You're going to keep your coat on.
Right. Right. And the images that I was getting when you were talking was just somebody like floating in space, like these space guys. Right. And so they're not really sure, that there's nothing to keep them, to keep that gift in their hand. It could just float away. Yeah, they can try to grasp it, but then as they try to get their balance, they're going to let go of their gift. And the other thing I thought of is our spiritual gifts that we get, our thoughts and grace, whatever we're receiving, is that only for the spiritual plane, or is that meant to be held on earth? Because we are earth beings. So I think it's meant for us on earth, and that's why I think grounding is super, super important.
Yes. And actually, I was just thinking almost the same thing. Because if you're up in space and you've got the gifts, right, then how are you going to share it with anybody?
Right.
And if one of the purposes of us being on earth is to share love and compassion with others, one of the highest goals that we could have for ourselves, how can you share it if you're up in space?
Right. Right. And I thought about that. I go, well, maybe, well, we are spiritual beings in this physical body, but so we can share that while we're out there in in part of our spiritual bodies, but mainly we're here on earth to share. So
Yeah.
that's where that grounding, and I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days. Because I've been bouncing off of space a little bit, and so it's my grounding has taken a priority in my work these days, and things change all the time, but it's for me,
Yeah.
grounding is this week's motto: be grounded.
Ah, very good.
So it was interesting that it went that way.
Yes, it is. Great question. Important for everybody. I think, I'm just noticing, I'm looking out my backyard and I see a tree. It reminds me of trees. Just if we want to feel grounded, imagine either sitting next to a tree, being a tree with the roots. Just imagine right now, even because I knew you're
Yeah.
I'm actually, I have a question for you. Can I do the next question? I'm thinking trees can help us ground.
Yeah.
Did you know that trees talk to each other?
Yes.
Yes. I understand there's some sort of fungi, something under the earth, and they kind of communicate that way. But I always wondered if it was how far apart the trees need to be, but I think it's vast. You know what I mean? Vast. But this is not exactly a silly question, but it's a question. When you when you cut a tree, do you need to tell the tree first, or what's going on? What's the best way if you need to tell the tree? What do you think about that?
And I have been thinking about that because being California, being drought, they just passed a new law that is now mandating that you have a fire a protection around your home, and I haven't really looked into it, but we have coastal oaks in our backyard. That is one of the reasons why we moved into this house, because of the trees. And they're coming up over the roof a little bit. And we have a cement roof, so it's okay. I'm not worried about that. But, I know I need to trim them. And so when I do trim them in the past, I go, hey, it's, sorry. I do talk to them. I say, hey, I'm just gonna trim a little fingernail off of you, and I hope it doesn't hurt. But I think if you, and this is going to go out into woo-woo land a little bit, but I think if you talk to them and let them know that, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. I do feel like they kind of say, okay, that's just like a fingernail and it's not going to hurt.
Yes.
Now, this new trimming that I'm going to be doing, it's not a little fingernail. It's kind of big. And so I'm real worried about that. So it is going to be something that I go and kind of connect with the trees. I do that anyway because it is so grounding, and I do feel my grounding going around through the roots and interconnecting with them. So, but I've been kind of putting that whole thing off of trying to cut the trees, the limbs. I don't know.
Yeah. I have a little on that. Tell the trees a day or two ahead of time what happen, and also maybe even mark the tree so that they know they can pull their energy back, so they won't feel it as much. They pull their energy back to where they know before it's going to be cut.
Yeah.
And so then it won't be as painful for them. And also with good heart. See, this is what I really love about you, Danny, is that you have the heart and soul of, you know, just a compassionate person, and really worried about the trees. I mean, wow, that you're a leader for all of us in this. So thank you for telling.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just something that I feel, and thank you for that. But I truly feel, I mean, I've been so disconnected from all of this for a lot of my life and not really paying attention to it. And now I'm connecting more and more. And it's interesting when you said mark the tree. Just yesterday, when I'm looking up at the trees and going, oh man, I don't want to do this, you know, but you know, I would also not want a spark or something from my trees, or my they're not my trees, but my energy circle, whatever it is, to create more damage than need be. So I am going to trim them, and I was thinking that same thing, just to, well, they already know it's coming because I've been talking to them, but I thought about marking them too.
Oh, good.
So yeah, it's here it is. I'm not looking forward to it.
And they would feel also, I'm not sure how much of I know they have emotions, but I think if they caused a fire, they would feel very guilty. So I think that it's important that you also tell them that too, that you're protecting them.
Right.
So they won't have that.
Not that we have fires in our backyard. Some people do. They have these huge bonfires in their backyard. They put a little screen over it. So I go, no.
Not good. No. Right.
Not good.
Day and time.
Yeah. All right. My turn.
Okay.
All right. So, silly question, or I don't know if let's see. Okay. We're just gonna go. Here's one that we're gonna stay on this same thing. Asking your angels, when you feel so stuck that you're going, I don't have the connection anymore. I'm not feeling anything. You got all this gunk either happening to you, you're focused too much on it, like the political climate that we got out of. So much of us were just stuck in there. What do you do to get out of that funk so that you're now able to ask your angels questions and help and stuff? Yeah. Do you have some tricks and tools? And
Sure. Well, first of all, no, even if you don't feel like you're connected to them, they're still there for you. So never forget that part. They're always trying to reach us, no matter how much gunk we have around us. But especially if you are talking to them, they are closer. It's very obvious that they are,
Yeah.
the people that I see, when they're talking to the angels, they're just really close by. But so for me personally, moving helps unstick.
Yeah.
Move around, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's swimming, yoga, whatever, anything that you move. When you're moving your body, you're moving energy. And again, you're thinking, if you're wanting to get unstuck from a certain emotional, the etheric field of emotions or mental etheric field that's stuck, then if you move one of it, like the physical part, that's going to help the mental and the emotional.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so, any kind of movement. To me, I like to dance. So dancing is great. Put on some music. It also helps, move energy. Music does. Of course, I like to do energy medicine. I do my tapping, grounding, do, all that stuff. Figure eights. Figure eights really help move energy.
Sure. Clearing your chakra fields,
Clearing,
it's great. So, and singing, dancing, and so going back to the shamanic cultures, I mean, they dance, they have their rituals to connect to guides and into the upper worlds and talk to their helping spirits, and it all involves putting it in your body, physically moving. Singing, it can be just a tone, a note, to change the resonance in your body.
Absolutely.
But what we do is we just stay in stuck land and go, and I go, well, that's not helping. So it's like, get up and dance, put some music on, dance, get out of your way to allow some things in. So
that reminds me too. Even if you feel like not moving, even if you just turn on like YouTube singing bowls, right? That really energy, sound healing, and you don't have to do anything, just relax.
Right. And so the question, if you were in this stuck funk, stunk.
Yeah.
If you were in there, what about if you just go, okay, I'm just going to meditate out of this?
I would probably, maybe, I think it might be a little harder if you just meditate out of it.
I agree.
I think you have, again, I go back to movement first. I mean, even when you meditate, even if you just get the wiggles out, anything to shake it off.
Yeah.
Also avoid whatever it was that got you stuck in the first place.
Run away. All right. Well, let's see what the shaman cards have to say about that.
Okay.
So if you wanted to pull, an oracle card or something, what is this? Okay. I'm going to go with my 7 energies oracle to see what the energy is when you're stuck and when you're in a funk. Let's see what they have to say about getting ready to listen to your guides and you don't feel like they're around.
Oh. I got a card too.
Go ahead.
Okay, mine's called Untying the Knots.
Oh.
And when I'm looking at this, I think, well, all that energy that could be stuck together, right? You want to untie all those knots.
Yeah.
But the movement, right? You pull it apart. I don't know if that helps our question, but.
Yeah, I think it does. Because if what I'm getting from that is if we're all stuck in our own thoughts that are not allowing us to access a higher vibrational plane, all those knots, all those things need to be opened up so that they're not clogging things up.
They're not a knot anymore.
just let them go. And now they're just a strand that you can deal with.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The one that I got is when you're stuck and you need to get out of the way. I got open to discovery.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, it just goes along, it doesn't really tell us anything about how physically to get out, because I think we already answered that. But once you do that, you don't want to be in that stuck anymore. You've got to be open to what new things are going to come, and some may not be comfortable for you to hear, and some may be very comforting.
Yeah.
Just be open for that discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And where that goes.
Yes. Okay. Are you ready for a question now?
I am.
Okay.
Make it easy. I want an easy one.
You want easy? Okay. 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 Well, this might be sort of easy, but as when people pass, or after, well, actually during the passing or during the transition, and then after transition, oftentimes birds come around to give us messages. And it can be that you see, like maybe a crow will land as you're opening your car, and then it lands on your door that you're opening. Like, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Or hawk will show up, or feathers. You find feathers. Cardinals are common. Robins and cardinals are very common. Butterflies, anything that flies, dragonflies, that go from this world to the next. So there's a lot of that kind of energy after somebody dies. And I have a story in that. I don't know if I want. There was a man. Okay, I'll just tell you real quick. There's a man I knew. This is about 5 or 6 years ago. And when he was actually a chiropractor. And so I went in, and he was going to, do some work on me. And I saw him. Very first thing I saw a hawk on his shoulder. It was a spirit hawk. I saw it on his shoulder, and I just thought, wow, this guy is. And I felt like a lot of Native American and Indian energy with him, and this hawk. And then he actually died maybe like a year after when we met, maybe 2 years later. Okay. And he died from colon cancer. Now, one day, I know this is going to be kind of a little too much information, but I was going to get a scope. I don't even want to say it, right? But checking the colon. All right, so you go in. I don't know, is that a bad word on YouTube?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It was just your presentation. I don't even want to say it, scope.
Yeah. So I was walking my normal walk, and I saw a hawk. And it was a place that I would not see a hawk normally, but I saw a hawk sitting in the tree, and it was that day, and I knew that meant that he was gonna, he was just telling me he was gonna be there or whatever, just that. I just knew he was there for that. It just like, and I felt like it was okay, but it was just like, okay, he's watching out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my story on that. But and I found a hawk feather later too, when I knew it was from him as well. But anyway, so my question to you is, how do those birds? Now this is a little bit hard. This may put you on the spot. How does spirit work that way to get a hawk to show up? You know what I mean? Or drop a feather? Or how does that happen?
This is not an easy one.
I told you.
Well, let me go back and tell you, I got 2 feathers too. So maybe by the time I tell my 2 quick stories, we will have forgotten about this question, and I won't have to answer it. Just this morning, I'm going outside. Every morning I go down into my garden, down where all the trees are, and I pray. I just thank Spirit for the sun rising up, and thank the directions. And I'm kind of in this weird space this morning, and as I walked out, I thought, oh my God, I didn't even, I'm just walking. I'm not thinking. I'm not I'm not present. I'm just going through the motions, which I do a lot, just go through the motions. And so I just stopped and I said, Spirit, is it okay if I, come in and come down into the garden and talk to you? And, I go, yeah, come on, hurry up. We got things to do. So they're saying, yeah, come on down. I walk down our little stairs and I look down and there's a little owl feather.
Oh, wow.
And I went, oh my gosh, look at that. And it was kind of beat up, that little owl feather. And I went, that kind of feels like me. Just, a little, I'm not beat up, but I'm just a little, mentally, well, never mind. We won't go there. The other story was when I got back from Oak Flats, and this is I did a trip to pray for that Oak Flats be saved. They're doing some mining in Oak Flats in Arizona, and so I got in my van and we went to Oak Flats to go camping. Very spiritual. It was very powerful. On my way back, when I get home, I'm still buzzing, and this is like 2 or 3 days later. I'm still buzzing from this trip, and we're walking around the neighborhood, and this owl. It's about 7 o'clock at night. This owl flies in front of us and lands on a light post. And so we go up to look at it, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. It flies away, and as it flies away, an owl feather falls down, and the wind actually blows it to me. So there's a thing with wind and having your prayers answered, wind in your face, Spirit is saying something. You can call Spirit with the wind. So it was really, really awesome. Just so spiritually powerful for me. Yeah. And so those are my 2 stories, and I can't remember what the question was anymore.
How does that work? But what? I kind of have a little bit of a thought on that. I didn't have it before. I don't use it. Oh my God, I hope I haven't lost it. Okay. Anything that flies goes from this world to the other world easily. Their intentions, they're, just like when the Native Americans pray with the eagle because they fly the highest to bring the prayers, right? So they go to be in between the worlds. So they're easily communicated with from the spirit world. That's why they show up. I don't know. I'm getting the angel bumps on that. That's why they can show up when they're directed by a power and spirit.
Yeah. Cool.
But how the feather drops, I don't know, at the right moment and lands right in front of you. That's a miracle, kind of.
Kind of. Yeah. And for me, it feels like the miracles that we need to bring into our lives is our awareness of these miracles. Does that make sense? Because, so often I would just go, well, that's a coincidence. Well, it is.
It is, sure.
Pay attention to it.
Winky dink.
Yeah. I was going to say that, and I thought it would be a little too silly for me to say coinky dink.
Never too silly.
You made me say that. I can't believe. But so that's interesting that our flighted friends go in between this middle world and the upper world so easily.
Yeah.
And they come back and forth.
Yeah. I never even put that together before.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of, I'm always amazed at birds, but I think that's it.
That might be, yeah. I'm back. I'm back.
I had a chance to look at my questions when you were gone.
Oh, good. So I don't know what it is, if it's Mercury retrograde, if it's the solar flares that are hitting us right now, or if it was angels just saying, you know what? Think on that question and let it be for each individual person. You don't need to talk about it anymore.
Wow.
Because that was a coincidence.
Yes. Whoa.
All right. Whose turn is it to ask questions?
I think it's your turn.
Okay, we're at 35 minutes. So do we want to ask one more apiece?
I guess so. I could do a kind of I don't know if this is easy. It's a silly one. I have a silly one, but
okay.
Yeah. But you go first.
Okay. This is going to be short.
Okay.
You're in Texas, right?
I am.
And you're a medium, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not small or large, but it's just medium.
Yeah, just medium.
Okay.
I know, and you're in like a huge, large state that doesn't have any power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of music and dancing, I was watching a show on Janis Joplin, and we had talked about this, and I said, hey, maybe we can tap into the energy of Janis. We're not going to do it. Not Janis. Okay. Well, you could if you want, if she wants to come in.
Okay.
But one of my favorite musicians, the great Stevie Ray Vaughn. And so I said, maybe Stevie has something really short to say. And so I tapped in a little bit and I got something from him.
Oh, you did?
And it's real short.
Yeah.
It's really short. And what he told me, so this isn't really a question, but it is, but you'll get to answer it if he says anything to you. What Stevie Ray said, he goes, just jump right in. Just get into it. Get into the flow. Don't sit around and go, oh, is there something I should be doing? What about this? And I got the image of him walking on stage to do a sound check. And so normally when people, musicians go on stage and do a sound check, they'll go, they'll tap on the mic and go, hey, is this thing working? That kind of goofy thing. And they'll go testing 1, 2, 3, how are the levels, this and that. He comes on stage, picks up his guitar and goes into this 10-minute blazing guitar piece. And it's on tape. It's all recorded. It's all recorded. And so it's that feeling of just jump into it. Just get into it. And don't worry about if I mix up or something. Your band is going to follow you. Your band is going to be supporting you. And the band is my band of angels. So that's what I got from Stevie Ray Vaughn. And thank you so much.
Wow. Well, I just heard that we are all teachers. Before you even said what he told you, I just heard him say, we're all teachers for each other. Like we help each other teaching. And I guess it doesn't matter how clumsy or whatever we are, but we still teach each other. We can teach the good or the bad, right? It's still a teaching moment. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know if he was a teacher. I know he had, a lot of struggles in his life, with drugs and he was just getting his life back together again. He kicked drugs. And so there's a teaching moment in his life, to just live life by the drop, as he said. So wow. Teaching moments, that's cool. We are all teachers.
That's right.
Jump right in.
That's right. Jump right in. We're all teachers. Exactly. Don't be shy.
All right.
let love and compassion guide you, and then your lack of confidence, then let that go away, because if you lead with love and compassion, then you got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And just pigtailing off of that, love and compassion. How do I know if I'm on the right path or not? It's when I think back and I go, well, am I doing this with love and compassion? And it's
Yeah.
also about love and compassion for the earth. You know, when we buy single use items, you know, how's that love and compassion for the earth?
Absolutely.
You know, we got to have things that we can reuse, and not just this disposable economy for convenience is killing us.
Yes, I know.
Man.
And here we are in America doing that, right? One of the
Yeah.
worst.
And that's another show.
Yes, I have a big question, but I don't know if I want to get into it. But here's just a silly one.
Okay.
Is it true that Herkimer Diamonds are a girl's best friend?
No.
Okay. Okay, I agree with you.
No.
Did you know that Herkimer Diamonds have 18 facets? They're double pointed. It's actually not a diamond, but they're double pointed quartz.
Oh.
And it's about, the spiritual meaning of Herkimer Diamonds is about transparency and manifesting pure, solid light. And it improves amplification of spiritual energy. So
Wow.
that's what Herkimer Diamonds are for. And I don't know why I came up with that question. I didn't even know what a Herkimer Diamond was.
I don't either. And when you said, are they the girl's best friend? I said, no.
Yeah.
The girl is her own best friend.
Oh, wow.
That's what I thought, you know. And
Yeah.
I don't mean to say, you know, girl as in, you know, but we need to be our own best friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So that was a good one to end on. We were supposed to be 30 minutes and we're now at 43.
Oh, okay. Okay.
With a little mini blackout. Unless you have something else you want to
No.
read on.
No. Great. Thank
Because
you.
I love the
questions, but maybe another time we'll have to do that.
Yeah, I love the Herkimer Diamond story, the double faceted that brings, say that again, that brings.
Okay. Spiritual amplification. So it's pure, solid light to improve amplification of spiritual energy. And it also, that reminds me too, with the double points, as we started, remember we had the red and the gold, you know, that tube of light, that we are of light with the heavens and the earth.
Oh,
I know.
That's good. That's good. We're leaving it there. That's perfect.
Thank you.
All right, Kim, thank you so much. This is so fun. We're going to do this again.
Okay, great.
All right. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.